We have breaking news. A bail hearing just wrapped up for the Tufts University graduate student, Rumeysa Öztürk. A judge ordered her immediate release. Öztürk was grabbed on the street outside her Massachusetts home, taken into custody. This was back in March. The Trump administration revoked her student visa, arguing she's involved in actions that undermine U.S. foreign policy. Last year, Öztürk wrote an op-ed about the war in Gaza in a student newspaper. Today, she told a judge about her work with children living in war zones and suffering trauma. She says she should not have to remain in federal custody as her immigration case plays out. Our legal correspondent Lisa Rubin is here, and I know that you are watching throughout the hearing. What happened in that courtroom?
Today, we had 4 witnesses presented by Rumeysa Öztürk's lawyers, all arguing why she should not be detained as these immigration proceedings, Chris, play themselves out. But to everyone's surprise, one of those witnesses was Rumeysa Öztürk herself, testifying live from an immigration facility in Louisiana where she has been detained since the beginning of her detention. So to see her there talking about her circumstances, not only what she's studying, she's a PhD student in child development at Tufts, but talking about the ways in which her imprisonment in this immigration jail has exacerbated her asthma, with which she was diagnosed in 2023. And then we heard from other people, including a Tufts University administrator, who said how important she was to the program and how important it was for Tufts to see her come back to the program. And ultimately, Judge William Sessions, a federal district court judge in Vermont, ordering Rumeysa Öztürk immediately released from that Louisiana detention center. That brings her in the company of Rachel Maddow, who has also been released from custody. He is the Columbia student who is in a similar situation.
So what happens now? It's done?
No, it's not done. She is released on bail, but her immigration proceedings will continue to play out, and the administration continues to argue that she is a threat to national security and therefore that her student visa should be revoked and she should be deported. There may be some conditions on her bail. For example, she may have to report into ICE every so often. Those are things that the judge says he's going to work out with the government and her lawyers.
So like having a probation officer?
A little bit like having a probation officer, and it's not atypical for people who are facing immigration proceedings to have conditions like that on their bail, just like there would be in a criminal proceeding. But Rumeysa Öztürk ordered immediately free from that immigration facility in Louisiana this afternoon, Chris.
You know, it's also interesting that Tufts, at least Öztürk said that Tufts has offered her housing.
Yes.
In the meantime, I mean, does that help her cause, or could it be problematic for them?
I think it's a little bit of both, right? It undermines the government's argument that she's a national security threat to see a reputable educational institution standing behind her, so much so that they're willing to arrange her on-campus or off-campus housing. There was also an administrator who testified today to how integral she is to their child development program, including as a teacher of undergrads. On the other hand, as you just flagged, does the fact that Tufts is standing behind her bode that there could be some problems for Tufts in the future? Certainly there could be, and the fact that they were willing to stand behind her, nonetheless, knowing what has been presented to, for example, Harvard, Columbia, the University of Pennsylvania, is doubly extraordinary, Chris.
Lisa Rubin, always good to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.